President Trump says he plans to give every American a $2,000 dividend funded by tariff revenues. He says it would go to everyone except for high-income people. Congressional approval, though, would likely be necessary to provide those payments. The president says the country is taking in trillions of dollars because of his tariffs, and that soon we will begin paying down our debt.
An influx of cash could be headed to millions of Americans. President Trump announced plans yesterday to offer $2,000 payments funded by tariff revenue to people outside high-income brackets. Trump wrote on Truth Social that the U.S. is taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down what he called the nation's enormous debt. He also highlighted what he described as record investment in new plants and factories nationwide. The plan would likely require congressional approval. Trump first raised the idea of a $2,000 tariff-funded dividend in early October. His latest announcement came just days after the Supreme Court heard arguments on the legality of his global tariff strategy. The president also said today that all leftover tariff revenue after $2,000 checks will be used to pay down national debt. And to talk more about this, joining us is Daniel Lacalle, the chief economist at Tressis and an international financial analyst, also the author of the book Freedom or Equality. So Daniel, always great to see you. So can we talk about the order of payments here? Because you just heard President Trump says he's going to pay households and then he's going to pay down the national debt.
Well, obviously, I think that the plan is to first get the public accounts in order, and then look for the opportunity to use part of these revenues.
Y'all hear that? He said the plans. Plans and giving is two different things. You could plan all day long, but is you actually giving? And from what they saying, he just saying that, but then it got to go through Congress. So I don't know where they're going with this, but I don't think it's going to happen. People, don't get your hopes up. That's just me.
To reduce the challenges that some of the families in the United States are facing, no? And obviously that $2,000 check is a very good idea once you take into account that the first and foremost objective has to be to control the national debt, and the national debt is obviously number one priority, has to be reducing the deficit to sustainable level. I think that all those efforts are being taken, and obviously if he comes, if the tariff revenues come to the figures that he has mentioned, about $1 trillion, etc., that would obviously be plenty to reduce the deficit to more than by less than half of what it was, and at the same time pay these $2,000 checks.
So Daniel, if this in fact happens, where people get $2,000 checks, do you think that's going to be a boost for the U.S. economy?
Obviously, there's always a debate about the impact of these checks. Now we remember what happened with the stimulus checks of the COVID period. No, I think that what they do is more to provide a certain level of relief to citizens that are either entering into too much debt or that have some financial difficulties. So.
Yeah. I hear you. That's what they saying. So let's see what we got right here. It says the Trump administration and the president himself have promised $2,000 payments to Americans as a direct windfall of increased tariff revenue. He said he made a promise. He promised. Y'all gonna hold him to his promise? But details about the proposed checks remain scarce. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And it is unclear if the move has support in Congress. Yep, told you. Congress got to pass it, despite Republican control of both the House and the Senate. Up. Since earlier this month, Trump has repeatedly promised $2,000 tariff dividends directed to working class and middle class earners without naming a specific income threshold or for eligibility. Well, we shall see, people. We shall see. And with that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all. This is just a test run to see what this microphone sound like. See what the stream y'all doing. But they made a lot of changes since I last messed with it. So we here working out the kinks. That's all we doing, people. That's all we doing. Working out the kinks. But who knows? We might get that money. We might. But don't get your hopes up. Trump, you made a promise. Keep your promises, Trump. Keep your promises. Oh, man. And with that being said, people, let me go see what this stream look like. Y'all stay safe out there and enjoy it. Stampede family. We knocking down all barriers out here. All of them.